we're here at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals in Chicago. Well, the show is fantastic. The crowds have been really good. It's been really nice to see it back in 100% full force. We are standing in front of a bunch of cars that we brought out here this year. The one that we're going to talk most about today is this 71 Pontiac Judge that's a pilot car. So a pre-production car that was kind of hand assembled by engineers before the regular production of those cars started. You may recall this car a few years back on Muscle Car of the Week, and it was a car that was considered to be maybe something that would be fun to leave alone. But since then it's changed hands and the new owner decided he wanted it fully restored. So the historical significance of this car kind of warranted it. So we did a complete nut and bolt frame off restoration. A couple of the things that the judges questioned were the fact that it had no labels or tags like a lot of assembly line cars would have, because literally the engineers for the most part were putting this car together. The radiator support is like a 1970 GTO radiator support. In 71, they moved the latch out ahead of the radiator support, but this still has the provisions for the 70 style hood. That's pretty interesting. Another thing is all the wire harnesses changed every year. There was always something a little bit different. So on this car, each and every wire harness says Pilot. It's wrapped with Pilot instead of a part number. There's, a lot of little real early production type of one-off parts and pieces. They literally were figuring out what they were doing. We always try to get the best cars possible, and this one was really quite nice. We in fact reuse things like the engine wire harness and the dash harness and stuff. We'll just restore those really special items and reuse them. Most of the body and the chassis and all that stuff was good enough to reuse. Quite a few of the interior components are original GTO components. We did put all new glass in it. On this car we were able to get new old stock tires for this car, which is really nice, and new old stock wheels as well. So we had a really, a good time with some really nice parts. It was a run and driving car, and that always helps when they function, so you kind of know that the tachometer worked or doesn't work, or where you stand. We brought it out here and kept it covered up until sometime this morning, and we unveiled it, told the story about the car, and then this was literally the last car the judges were able to judge today. And once we got past some of the oddities of it being a pilot car, they really liked it. It just had a handful of miscellaneous deductions, and it was judged by some really highly qualified restoration experts. So I definitely have the utmost of respect for their opinion.